Team MZ might just stand for Mega Zygarde. The whole purpose of their team is to protect peace in Lumio City. And just like Zygarde, it protects Pokemon in the nature environment, and Zygarde could be watching us from the shadows as we do more errands in Team Z. It's like with this whole Lumio City redevelopment plan, we've been trying to help out people, just restore the city back into its own place. That's why it does kind of make sense that Team MZ could be correlated to Zygarde. After we battle Urbane and Tawny, we meet Lita, who aims to become a professional dancer. There's a very cool theory that she could be connected to Tierno in Pokemon X and Y, as they both have the same exact color palette. Their appearance also looks kind of similar. They actually both dance, like Tierno could dance, and his personality is often upbeat and positive. So he strives to create like a dance team for Pokemon, and he's often distracted by the moves of other Pokemon during battle. So maybe someone like Lita will also have that type of personality. Well, it may not be known that either she has a relationship with Tierno, or maybe they could be related by relatives, as Legends Arceus has this whole ancestor theme. It also mentions a very extra detail is that she is a foodie who loves croissants. Staryu kind of looks like a croissant. It's brown and it has that type of look, so that's kind of dark, isn't it? There's also Naveen. He is an aspiring fashion designer who has earned a reputation in Lumio City, mostly mysterious. He joined this team in exchange for studio space, as he wants to do all this designing and stuff. His partner Pokemon is Scraggy, but he's not fond of battling, so we could tell in his facial expression. He doesn't really like battling. And also, I just realized the thing on his tie kind of looks like Doublade, like the Aegislash. I think that's one of the Pokemon he might have on his team, since Aegislash cuts stuff up and he has also scissors on the side of his arm. So that means that when you're doing fashion design, you cut stuff up like t-shirts, jackets. Scraggy is interesting because they have pockets. Since Lita has a Starmie while Naveen has a Scraggy, it could be that these two Pokemon will get Mega Evolutions. Something interesting that I wanted to state about Mega Evolution is that Mega Dragonite's leaked Mega description on 4chan was very accurate, and it was actually almost identical to what they originally planned it to be. For the Mega Starmie, the description was basically just long legs. We saw that it was just Starman, and that's what it would look like, so I really hope that it doesn't turn out to be that. I think that Mega Starmie deserves a better treatment. And same with Mega Scrafty. That one just looks like it had a hood over its head, and it was a kind of like a whitish design. It is almost like a ninja at this point. Let's move on to the next character. Our professor is one of the Team Flare scientists, and she is called Maple, like maple syrup. I was kind of hoping my crazy theory about Sycamore becoming the Pokemon League chairman was true, but it's likely he's still with the professor with Maple as his assistant. But since Maple is residing in the same exact professor lab as Sycamore was originally in X and Y, I really don't know if Sycamore is actually going to return in this game. Maybe he most likely will, since the main character looks just like him. And Sycamore, is a very pivotal person in X and Y, Kalos. He's a Pokemon researcher, so I really hope he does return. And Team Flare did merge with Sycamore's labs after disbanding, as we actually saw the gaming chair that Mabel has is very nice color tinted blue, but this time it is a Team Flare logo. There are some disturbing implications about Mabel. She seems to have taken Sycamore's place, somehow avoiding consequences despite being part of a group that tried to do some serious damage. And she is also now openly wearing the Team Flare symbol, just showing it off. I'm starting to wonder if someone from Team Flare eventually just got rid of Sycamore, though I'm guessing the game's just gonna have to have him away on a trip or focusing on something else. They're just gonna put an ancestor of Sycamore. And as we fill up the Pokédex, she gives us items to reward us for the research tasks and the Pokédex. What's very weird is that the moves in this game don't need PP at all. But on this screen for the Whirlpool move, it is instead replaced with a cooldown timer of 7 seconds. That aligns with the real-time battle system. It is a huge shakeup of the gameplay. Now every move is timed, which is cool. And we don't need any sort of TMs. I mean, actually we do need TMs, but they're not going to be in the same form as PP. So we could just use it as many times as we want. But cooldown timers is still kind of a thing. But I think that would be way more fun to just have timers instead of PP, as PP was kind of frustrating. Sometimes we didn't have enough PP and we had to use ethers and elixirs. This seems like a much better concept. And another cool interesting detail that I wanted to mention is that when Naveen is introduced in the trailer, we could actually see what clearly looks like a breakable rock behind him. It resembles the kind of rocks players are typically able to smash in past Pokemon games. It's possibly a nod to the rock smash mechanic. This seems to suggest that it's an object that could once again be broken in some way, potentially for materials or items. It might serve a similar function to the rocks we saw in Pokemon Legends Arceus, where breaking certain environmental objects would give crafting supplies or other resources. Overall, this is a very encouraging detail. It hints that many of the features that made Legends Arceus a very good game, are returning in the new Legends ZA title. Even with a clear difference in the aesthetics and the setting between the two games, like past and the future, seeing this kind of gameplay continue is exciting for us. And another thing I also wanted to mention is that we get Mega Shards by breaking up Mega Crystals scattered in the city. They look extremely like Diancie and do have ties to Mega Evolution, since Diancie is actually canonically the only Kalos Pokemon to ever be able to Mega Evolve. So it does really have a tie with Diancie just being part of the Mega Shards. But isn't it kind of dark that Diancie was just this crystal Pokemon, but why is the crystals inside the rocks, right? It's like the Pokemon just fused with the object, and it is kind of like it's the remnants of the parts of their body. One pretty major revelation from the trailer is the appearance of the gym-like facilities and the gym leader-like characters that seem to be connected to the ZA Royale. During the trailer, we introduced the characters who appear to be opponents in the ZA Royale, and they give off strong gym leader vibes. And even the logo itself, doesn't it kind of look like a Z crystal from Sun and Moon? These individuals, like gym leaders, they're supposedly supposed to operate out of the specialized facilities that resemble the traditional Pokemon gyms. Even if they aren't officially labeled as such, it looks like those Pokemon gyms where they had all those trainers that look up to the gym leader. Well, one of the facilities that we saw in the trailer appears to be poison themed, and we meet a character named Corbeau, which comes from the word crow. And he acts as the poison type gym leader of sorts, as specializing in poison type Pokemon with his Arbok. Rust Syndicate seems to be originated from the Yakuza, as they kind of seem villainous and they look kind of cool, honestly. They're like mafia. This group seems to have some kind of antagonistic presence in the game. While it's unclear if they're the main villains, they definitely give off the bad guy energy, which raises questions about how they fit into the larger conflict of the story. Like, could they be secretly collaborating with Jet and Vinny? Or could they just be trying to sabotage Kalos on its own, like Team Star did in Scarlet and Violet? They were just more of their own sort of fan group. Corbeau himself has a very intriguing design. Credits to you on Twitter, who points this out. His design appears to be inspired by the Pokemon Fezantipiti. Not only do they share an identical color palette, but Corbeau also has long elements like the hanging from his glasses and his feather-like eyelashes. We can also see his earrings that look just like Fezantipiti, and I don't even know what those earrings are. It kind of looks like poison goo. While this design parallel likely doesn't have a deeper meaning beyond that, it's still a very clever and stylish Easter egg. It also highlights the attention to detail in the game's character's design, making the world feel that much more connected and intentional. Another key returning character in this game is Emma, who many fans will remember as Looker's assistant in Pokemon X and Y. In Legends ZA, she has officially stepped into her own role as a full detective, picking up where she left off after taking over the Looker Bureau in Kalos. It's a satisfying evolution of her character, showing growth and continuity of the events of X and Y. This also raises the question of whether Looker himself might appear in this game, especially since Emma appears to have fully replaced him. Their connection in past titles was significant enough that a cameo from Looker wouldn't be out of the question. Personally, I'd love to see him even make a brief appearance, as it would be of great nostalgia to the longtime fans, all the way from Diamond and Pearl. Another major detail is that Emma is front and center on the game's box art, which strongly suggests she will play a central role in the story. That alone is exciting, but what makes it even better is that her detective agency seems to serve as the hub for the game's side quest system. Based on what we've seen, this system seems to follow in the footsteps of Legends Arceus, which had a fantastic approach to the side quests that helped bring the worlds to life. But Emma's return and her expanded role, her connection to the robust side quest system are some of the most exciting reveals so far. It's clear that the game is making meaningful use of both the returning characters and the successful mechanics from the past games. Pokemon Legends ZA is shaping up to be a full, cool game. with thoughtful design choices and lots of cool characters. There's more to come. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe with the bell icon for more Legends EA videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.